Hello, dear students from all over Egypt. Welcome to today's session. With you today, Miss Wafa Hassoub, and today, inshallah, we'll start finishing your curriculum by starting Unit 6. Okay, let's hang out. So, this is the title of your unit. Let's hang out. And as usual, we will start with the vocabulary part 1. And because we are starting the first page or the first thing of Unit 6, we want you to know about learning outcomes, things that we have to know and learn from Unit 6. So by the end of Unit 6, we will learn from reading to read a story about a social misfortune, extracting key details, and identifying synonyms and antonyms and idioms. We also gonna know how to read and understand a passage about the health benefits of socializing. And as for language, we are gonna learn to convert direct speech questions into reported speech, correctly applying tense changing. Still with the learning outcomes that inshallah, we will apply for you by the end of Unit 6. We have the listening skills. So we will teach you how to listen to an audio text about benefits of socializing and answer questions. Of course, identify key information. And as for writing, we will teach you how to write a short online review, following the structure and purpose of a review. And as for speaking skills, we want you to practice making and responding to invitations. And finally, we want you to discuss each other and debate the importance of socializing. And I think this unit is exactly about you, about your time with your friends and colleagues around you. So it's about socializing, friends, true friendship. So be with me to know everything about Unit 6, Part 1, vocabulary, inshallah. So before you read, I want you to think about these questions. Answer the following questions. Have you ever had an embarrassing moment in public? And what happened exactly? Have you ever faced something embarrassing or embarrassing moments while you were مثلا with your friends or with other people? Well, as for me, Miss Wafa, once I was walking down the street, okay, and I was hurrying, rushing to come back to my school. So I didn't notice that I wear, okay, a different pair of shoes. Both of them were black, but different style. And I was walking down the street proudly without knowing anything. And while buying things, okay, someone pointed that to me that, look, ma'am, your shoes are different. And I was really, really embarrassed. So this is as for me. I want you in the chat box to tell me an embarrassing moment happened to you. We have question number 2. How would you feel if your friends laughed at you after a mistake? So I know that plenty of us, okay, laugh without knowing that it's really embarrassing and it hurt when we laugh during the fall of our friends or something like that. So if you have an embarrassing moment and your friends laughed at you, what makes you feel? Do you laugh with them? or it makes you angry or upset? Well, tell me in the chat box, please. Question number 3. Do you think true friends should forgive small accidents? Why or why not? So, if something small happened, okay, would you forgive your friend or not? As for me, if I know that he is a true friend and I know that he is from inside is pure and really honest, good person, I would forgive it because I know that it's accidentally happened from him. Okay, he didn't mean to hurt me or to do something bad to me. So as for me, I would forgive him. But what about you? Would you forgive him or not? And why? Well, now let's move to the reading part. Okay, last Saturday, I experienced the most mortifying situation of my life while hanging out with my friends. Mortifying means embarrassing. محرج. We had decided to head the town and celebrate Rawan's promotion at a cool downtown restaurant. Everything started perfectly. We were having a wonderful time, laughing and catching up on all times. So, quick translation reading عبارة عن بيقول إن السبت الماضي كان في موقف محرج جدا جدا حصل للشخص اللي هو المتحدث أثناء ما هو كان يعني بيسهر مع أو مع أصدقائه يعني إن هم كانوا رايحين بقى في المدينة والمفروض إن هم هيحتفلوا بالترقية اللي نالتها زميلتهم روان أو صديقتهم روان فراحوا لمطعم وكانت الدنيا تمام والجو كان حلو خالص مفيش أي مشكلة فكانوا بيضحكوا بقى وكانوا بيلعبوا وشغالين بيستعيدوا الذكريات اللي ماضية كانت ما بينهم قبل كده. The atmosphere was lively, and everyone seemed cheerful, quite the opposite of our usual dull weeknight gathering. طبعًا كان إحساس جميل جدًا إن هم مجتمعين مع بعض، فكان في حيوية بقى ونشاط وضحك وهزار كتير، عكس ما كان لقاءاتهم اللي قبل كده، كانت بيبقى كلها ملل وما حدش فيهم كان بيهزر مع التاني أو الجو ما كانش بيبقى حلو زي كده يعني، كان بيبقى مشحون بالملل. I was feeling confident and sociable, completely unaware of the disaster that was about to happen. طبعًا أنا يقصد بيها طبعًا الكاتب بيقول أنا كنت سعيد جدًا وحاسس إن أنا يعني واثق جدًا من نفسي وكنت كمان يعني اجتماعي أوي، كنت شغّال بقى باهزر ومَلِك القعدة يعتبر. طبعًا كان كل ده بيحصل وأنا مش حاسس بالكارثة اللي هتحصل بعدين. When the waiter brought our food, I reached for the salt shaker. لمّا الwaiter بقى جاب الأكل بتاعهم أوكي، القارئ أو الكاتب بتاع الreading كان بيحاول يوصل العلبة الخاصة بالملح. Owing to my clumsiness, I knocked over not just my drink, but also Sarah's juice, which splashed all over her brand new white dress. طبعا هم كانوا رايحين يحتفلوا بالترقية اللي ترقتها سارة فسارة بقى كانت مرتدية زي جميل جدا عفوا كانوا بيحتفلوا بروان الترقية بتاعت روان فكان معاهم صديقتهم سارة كان الفستان بتاعها أبيض ولسه مشترياه جديد يعني، أوكي، فللأسف بسبب يعني الإحراج بتاع أو نقدر نقول الارتباك الخاص بالكاتب وقّع يعني هو أثناء ما هو بيسحب الملح للأسف إيده خبطت في العصير بتاعه، ومش بس العصير بتاعه لأ، ده العصير كمان بتاع سارة، فالاتنين وقعوا، والاتنين بقى اتدلقوا شوية عليه هو وجزء كبير جدًا، جدًا على الفستان الأبيض الخاص بسارة. The silence that followed was unbearable. الصمت اللي عَم المكان بعدها كان غير محتمل. Sarah looked annoyed and I felt absolutely helpless. سارة طبعًا في الوقت ده كانت متضايقة جدًا، جدًا، لإن فستانها الأبيض ألوان أفراح بقى موجودة فيه، وطبعًا أنا الشخص اللي هو طبعًا وقّع العصير أوكي، كنت حاسس إن أنا يعني باموت من الإحراج. Sarah was upset and she went to clean her dress. طبعًا هي كانت متضايقة جدًا وراحت إن هي يعني تحاول إن هي تنضّف الفستان قدر المستطاع. When she came back, she found me pale as a ghost. Sarah felt how embarrassed I was. طبعًا لمّا سارة بقى قعدت تنضّف الفستان وتحاول تزيل آثار الطلاء اللي موجودة أو آثار العصير اللي موجودة على الفستان بتاعها، لمّا رجعت لقيتني أنا طبعًا كنت شاحب للغاية، شاحب كما الأشباح، يعني كنت شاحب جدًا من الإحراج الشديد اللي كان فيه، فهي حَسِّت أنا مُحرَج قد إيه طبعًا من الناس كلّها اللي كانت موجودة، الأصحاب كلّهم، الجو بقى ما بقاش يعني حلو زي ما كان، لأ اتقلب، بقى مشحون بقى بالتوتر والإحراج. And told me that such incidents happen all the time. طبعًا الموقف الجميل اللي عملته سارة، إن هي أخدت الأمر ببساطة جدًا، قالت عادي بتحصل في أحسن الأحوال، والموقف ده بيحصل كتير جدًا، يعني كان ممكن أي حد فينا يوقّع العصير على التاني، ومش هنضيّع القعدة الجميلة اللي إحنا فيها، وأخدوا الأمر ببساطة وقعدوا يضحكوا ويهزروا مع بعض عادي. At this time I realized how important it is to have true friends who stand by your side in thin and thick. thin and thick معناها في السراء والضراء. طبعًا في الوقت ده لمّا الكاتب بتاعنا سمع الكلام اللطيف اللي قالته سارة، هو حس قد إيه طبعًا إن هي خففت منه الإحراج اللي كان موجود، إن هي قعدت تهزر وتحاول إن هي ترجّع الmood تاني بتاع القعدة بتاعهم. فحاسة قد إيه أهمية الأصدقاء لمّا يكونوا فعلًا أصدقاء حقيقيين، مش بيحبوا إن هم يحرجوك، مش بيحبوا إن هم يخسروك، أوكي، وقد إيه إن هم ممكن يقفوا جنبك سواء كان في السراء أو الضراء. I also learned to be more careful. وكمان يعني مش بس ده اللي أنا اتعلمته، لأ ده كمان اتعلمت إن أنا أكون أكثر حرص، ويعني أبطّل الارتباك بتاعي وآخد بالي بعدين. Well, these are questions for or about the reading, so do it with us. What was the embarrassing situation? What was the embarrassing situation that happened? Well, the author accidentally knocked over their own drink and Sarah's juice while reaching for a salt shaker. This caused juice to splash. splash يعني يتنتر بقى وينتشر على all over Sarah's brand new white dress in the middle of a restaurant. How did the author feel after the accident? How did the author, the one who wrote this reading text, how did he feel about that? Well, the author felt mortified. Mortified means embarrassed, completely, يعني helpfully embarrassed, helpless and embarrassed. The text describes them as being pale as a ghost. Pale as a ghost means شاحب كما الأشباح due to the intensity of their feelings. What did the friends do that showed their true character? Well, what happened from her friends that showed they are really true friends? Well, Sarah showed her true character by being forgiving and supportive. Instead of staying angry about her dress, she recognized how embarrassed the author was and comforted them by saying that such incidents happen all the time. What lesson did the author learn from this experience? Well, the author learned two main lessons. First, the importance of having true friends who stand by your thought or who stand by you through thin and thick. And second, or the second lesson that he learned is the need to be more careful in the future, of course. And now, dear citizens, after finishing the reading, we will have the key vocabulary for reading, and I brought you the key vocab for the listening as well. So, enriching vocabulary skills for you. Well, starting with the key vocabulary nouns. So, we brought you all the nouns that are important for you. Well, now we have affection. Affection. Affection means a gentle feeling of fondness or liking. For example, she felt great affection for her childhood friends. Anxiety. Anxiety. It's a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease. Look to the example we have. He felt a lot of anxiety before his big presentation. And now we have clumsiness. Clumsiness, okay, الارتباك. So the quality of being awkward in movement or in handling things. Look here. Due to my clumsiness, I accidentally broke the vase. Still with the key vocab of nouns, we have cruelty. Cruelty. So behavior that causes pain or suffering to others. For example, the law protects animals from any form of cruelty. And now we have depression. Depression. It's a state of feeling very sad and hopeless for a long period. Check here. Exercise is often recommended to help improve mental health and fight depression. And now we have the word disaster. Disaster. It's a sudden event that causes great damage or distress. For example, the party turned into a disaster when the cake fell on the floor. And now we have some questions for you, so try to answer them. Which word describes the feeling the author had when they splashed juice on Sarah's dress? Well, glamorous, mortified, superficial, reassured. And the correct answer is, of course, mortified, means embarrassed. Because of the authors, two drinks were knocked over at the restaurant. Affection, clumsiness, hormones, well-being. And the correct answer is, of course, clumsiness. And now let's continue the key vocabulary nouns. So now we have hormone. Hormone. So it's a chemical substance produced in the body that controls the activity of certain cells or organs. For example, adrenaline is a hormone that helps the body react to stress. And now we have weeknight. Weeknight. It's any night of the week except Saturday or Sunday. For example, I rarely stay out late on a weeknight because I have worked the next morning. Now we have well-being. Well-being, the state of being comfortable, healthy, or happy. For example, yoga is great for improving your overall well-being. Now we have the key vocabulary adjectives. So all what we have now is adjective. We have clumsy. Clumsy. It's awkward or awkward in movement or in handling things, prone to accident. For example, I am so clumsy that I tripped over my own feet. Glamorous. Glamorous. Especially attractive, exciting, or stylish. For example, she wore a glamorous red dress to the award ceremony. Now we are talking about mortifying. Mortifying. It means causing someone to feel very embarrassed or ashamed. For example, it was a mortifying experience to forget my lines on stage. And now we have some questions, so think about them and give us your answers in the chat box. When Sarah told the author that such incidents happen all the time, she wanted to modify them, reassure them, strengthen them, or maintain them. And the correct answer is reassure them. Everything is okay. These things happen all the time. The atmosphere was lively, which was the opposite of their usual gathering. So, usual, glamorous, anxious, dull, clumsy, and the correct answer is dull, dull gathering. It means boring. Now we have key vocab, but with verbs and phrases, and we will show you some idioms as well. So, hang out. Hang out. It means to spend time relaxing or socializing with friends. For example, we usually hang out at the mall on the weekends. Hit the town. So, to go out to enjoy the entertainment offered by a town or city, especially at night. For example, after the promotion, the whole team decided to hit the town to celebrate. And now we have another idiom. It's keep my hands to myself. Keep my hands to myself. It means to refrain from touching others or their belongings. For example, I told the children to keep their hands to themselves while walking through the museum. Still with the verbs, phrases, and idioms, we have maintain. Maintain. It means to keep something functioning or continuing at the same level. For example, it's important to maintain a healthy diet. Now we are having mortify. Mortify. It means to cause someone to feel extremely embarrassed or ashamed. For example, my parents used to mortify me by showing my baby pictures to my friends. And now we have the word reassure. Reassure. It means to say or do something to remove the doubts or fears of someone. Look to the example we have. The doctor tried to reassure the patient that the surgery would be simple. Now we have socialize. Socialize. To participate in social activities or to mix socially with others. For example, new students are encouraged to socialize during the orientation week. And now we have strengthen. Strengthen. It means to make or become stronger. For example, doing puzzles can help strengthen your memory. And now we have the key vocab of adverbs. Superficially. So, superficially in a way that's not deep or thorough, only on the surface. And it comes from superficial. It means, okay, سطحي. So, superficially بسطحية. For example, the wound was only superficially damaging and didn't require stitch. And now it's your part to do it with us. The author realized true friends stay with you through thin and thick, which helps strengthen the friendship, socialize, depress, modify, and the correct answer is, of course, strengthen the friendship. Which of the following is a noun meaning a chemical substance produced by the body? An anxiety, hormone, disaster, affection, and the correct answer is hormone. It's a chemical substance that produced by body. And now we have the listening skills, dear student. So listen carefully, and I brought you the listening text, okay, written, so you can listen, and we have it in front of your eyes too. But before you listen, we want you to think about these questions. How do you feel after spending time with your friends and why? Do you feel enjoy, happy, or something else, mortified or something?
Have you ever wondered
Question
why
2.
hanging out with
Name some
friends
health
makes you
benefits
feel
of
so good?
socializing with others.
Research shows that socializing has incredible benefits for both our physical and mental health. When we spend time with others, our bodies release hormones that reduce stress and boost our mood. Regular social interactions can actually strengthen our immune systems and help us live longer lives. But those who maintain strong friendships tend to have lower rates of depression and anxiety. The benefits go beyond health. Socializing helps us develop better communication skills and increases our confidence in social situations. When we share experiences with friends, we create lasting memories and feel more connected to our community. However, quality matters more than quantity. Having a few close friends is more beneficial than knowing many people superficially. Face to face interaction is particularly powerful, though online connections can also provide support. So, next time someone invites you to hang out, remember you're not just having fun, you're investing in your well being.
Well, after finishing the listening, do it with us. Try thinking about these questions and guess the correct answer. Well, doctors recommend regular exercise to help you good health. So, maintain. So, we want you, okay, to guess the missing word. So, doctors recommend regular exercise to help you maintain good health. Now we have here number two. She seemed friendly, but I think she was only interested in our problems, interested superficially in our problems. Number three, meeting new people and making friends is an important part of at university. So it's an important part of socializing at university. And now, dear students, to the next part, which is derivatives. So now we are having or talking about derivatives. So these are words that derive from other words. So now we have the word depression. Depression, it's a noun and it means the long, of course, it means not feeling happy. For example, the long winter without sunshine can sometimes lead to depression. And the adjective from it is depressed. Depressed, مكتئب. So he felt depressed after his favorite team lost the championship game. And now we have depressing. Depressing, كئيب. So the news about the storm was very depressing to hear. Still with the derivatives. Now we have disaster. Disaster. It's a noun and it means the heavy rain turned our outdoors wedding into a total disaster. Disaster means something bad, and this is an example for it. So, disaster is a noun, and we have the adjective from it is disastrous. Disastrous, كارثي. So, the decision to cancel the project had disastrous results for the company. Now we have some questions for you to answer. So, do it with us. The news about the factory closing was very, leaving everyone in the town feeling sad. So, depressing, depression, depressed, depressingly. And the correct answer is depressing. Was very depressing. كانت يعني مكئبة أو كئيبة للغاية. The pilot's mistake led to a landing that damaged the wings of the airplane. Disaster, disastrous, disastrously, or disastrously, or disastry. And the correct answer is disastrous. The pilot's mistake led to a disastrous landing. كارثي يعني هبوط كارثي. Still with the derivatives, and now we have hang out. Hang out. It means we like, or it means to stay with friends. And as an example, we like to hang out at the library when we need to study together. And we have hang out as a noun. So hang out here as a verb. But hang out here, okay, as a noun معنى التسكع مع الأصدقاء. So hanging out with friends is my favorite way to spend a Saturday. Still with the derivatives, hormone, hormone as a noun, and as an example for it, adrenaline is a hormone that helps you react quickly in an emergency. And now we have hormonal. So the adjective from hormone is hormonal. Hormonal. So teenagers often face hormonal changes يعني تغيرات هرمونية that can affect their energy levels. Now we have questions for you, so do it with us. She dressed for the award ceremony, wearing a gown covered in sequins. Glamour, glamorous, glamorously, glamorized. And she dressed glamorously of course. يعني هي ارتدت زيها بأناقة شديدة أو بروعة جميلة. Okay, so I spent the whole afternoon with my cousins at the beach. Hang out, hanging out, hanged out, hangs out, and I spent the whole afternoon hanging out with my cousins at the beach. Hang out here is a verb, okay? So the ing here is because it's continuous. Okay, so maintain, it's a verb, and you must maintain a speed of 60 kilometers per hour on this part of the road. So maintain is a verb, and this is an example for it. And the noun from it is maintenance. So maintenance, as an example for it, the car needs regular maintenance, like oil change to keep it running. And now we have maintained, maintained as an adjective. So the park is well maintained and always looks clean and beautiful. Still with the derivatives, now we have mortify. Mortify as a verb. I didn't need to mortify him by mentioning his mistake in front of everyone. And the adjective from it is mortified. Mortified. So, محرج. So I was mortified when I realized I was wearing two different shoes, the same as I did. And now we have mortifying as an adjective, an example for it. Forgetting the lyrics, okay, the lyrics to the song while on stage was a mortifying experience. Still with the derivatives, reassure. So reassure the verb, we have a question, we have an example for it. The teacher tried to reassure the nervous students before the big test. And the noun from it is reassurance. So the child needed some reassurance that there were no monsters under the bed. And the adjective from it is reassured. It's an adjective, and the example for it is I felt reassured after the doctor told me that my injury wasn't serious. Reassured يعني مطمئن. So now we have question, do it with us. I was absolutely. When I realized I had been walking around with my shirt on inside out. Modify, modifying, modified, modification, and I was absolutely mortified. The mother gave her crying child a hug as a form of reassure, reassurance, reassured, reassuringly, and the mother gave her crying child a hug as a form of reassurance. And still with Do It With Us, we have questions for you to do. So the athlete does special exercise too. His ankles after the injury. Strength, strengthen, strong, strongly, and the athlete does special exercise to or strengthen his ankles after the injury. Since he is quiet, he often spills water when he tries to pour it. Clumsiness, clumsily, clumsy, clums. So since he is quiet, clumsy, he often spills water when he tries to pour it. Well, that was the end of today's session of Unit 6. Let's hang out. Vocabulary Part 1 from me. All best wishes. Thank you and goodbye, dear students.